Welcome to Toffee TV. It is my three things. Everton 0, Manchester United 3 at Goodison Park. Very, very disappointing evening at Goodison Park. The Blues, very poor performance second half. I think first half, they should have gone in ahead. There's no doubt about that. Wasted opportunities. A tale of two halves. The second half was unacceptable for me in terms of we just ran out of ideas. It very, very early on in that second half, and we just let the game peter out. But more on that in a minute. First thing I want to talk about is the 10 points. I still struggle to understand where the Premier League got the 10 points from. And you see today, the league table now, we should have been looking at United and thinking we're not that far behind them. Okay, the result might have still been the same. We wasted opportunities on the day and they took theirs clinically. But where we are just creates an extra pressure that the Premier League have decided to place on us. It's a financial breach. It says nowhere in the Premier League handbook does it say that PSR relates to sport and sanctions, which is what they've done. And I guess that is the argument that the Everton's lawyers will certainly be making to the Premier League or the Commission. And we have to hope that they turn in 10 out of 10 performances in that commission and get this reduced, because it will create a pressure that wasn't there. We got into some good form, albeit we've been crap at home. We still are. That's the 5th home defeat already this season in 7 games. It's unacceptable for me to lose that many home games from that, but that's where we are. But we got into a decent run of form, particularly away, and we were solid. We were on 14 points. We were right in the middle, looking at teams above us, nowhere near any kind of threat of relegation. And I still think don't get me wrong, this result doesn't really change it, but it just puts us into that mindset of 4th bottom is where we have to aim, and that can't be the thing that becomes our target. It's really, really poor. But this 10 points does have to be questioned. There's been so much stuff coming out about, how they got it, why it's unacceptable. Martin Samuel has done a piece last night on it. And the appeal for me, this commission has to be done as quickly as possible. I mean, for Sean Dyche and the players, they've got to just get on with it. It's not going to be done before Christmas, so they're going to have to just get on with it anyway. And for them, take it game by game, play for the points game by game. I'm sure that's what he'll be reiterating to the players. But psychologically, being a team that's halfway up, seeing how high can you get, to being a team that is in the bottom 3. And, for a little bit of yesterday, we were bottom of the league when Burnley were winning. So being a team in the bottom 3 it does put a pressure on games. And I don't think they deserve that. I really don't. Certainly not the amount of points anyway. So hopefully they see sense, this commission, and look at everything and it gets reduced, and certainly makes Everton's position healthier. Second thing I want to talk about is our home form, which is, like I've just said, it's unacceptable. 1 win, 1 draw and 5 home defeats from 7 Premier League games. That's abysmal as far as I'm concerned. And it needs sorting out, and we need a way of playing. I think that's the biggest thing. That aside, almost like a side issue, we can't continue to miss gilt-edged chances, which we've seen the only team that does miss as many as we. It's unbelievable the amount of chances we miss. Goalie laying on the floor and we hit it straight at him. It's just unbelievable. We can't put the ball in the net from a yard out. It's absolutely criminal. But we also have to come up with a way of playing at home. That second half, someone said by me, it was just the same as Luton. And it was. We didn't seem to have any idea what we were doing. And that wasn't because Manchester United were brilliant and we just couldn't get into it. For me, Everton, and I think the manager is on this as well, played the badge today rather than the actual team in front of them. They played the club. It's Manchester United. And we know they've got superb individuals. Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford, brilliant. Garnacho scores goal of the season. It was a worldie. But as a team, I don't think they're convincing. I think a lot of United fans would say that to you. But we just seem to have no way or no energy levels to be able to get any head of steam up. And nearly every other pass we seem to play backwards, which I just don't get. I don't get. You know, Dwight McNeil's supposed to be an attacking winger. Yeah, he wants to pass the ball back at every opportunity. You know, when we saw him in a good run of form after Christmas last year, I hope, by the way, he gets whatever Christmas present he got last year. And that's that second half of the season like he did last year. But at the moment, he looks a shell of himself. Gets it and just wants to go the other way and pass it back. And yet we need him getting us on the front foot, putting cross after cross in for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Jack Harrison needs an overlapping fullback, particularly at home. We saw near the end when Nathan Patterson come on, we got in a few times, okay, fine, the ball wasn't good enough or whatever, but it opened it up a little bit for Jack Harrison. They're the changes that we have to make. We have to come up with a style of play. We have to stick to it. It has to be more attacking. It doesn't matter whether you're playing a team of Manchester United's quality or whether you're playing Sheffield United at home and they've got a low block and 10 men behind the ball. You have to have a way of playing. I think away, we've got it. I think we're fine away from home. I think we know what we're doing. The onus isn't on us. We knock it around, we sit and we counter-attack and we're good at it. But at Goodison, it just doesn't seem to work. And that second half, we just didn't look like we had a clue what we were doing, other than hopeful punts down the field. Now, okay, if you're doing that, then consistently do it and get runners beyond Dom, because he wins a lot in the air anyway. I don't think he had a particularly good game today, by the way, but we've got to come up with a way of playing at Goodison and get it right, because, like I say, away from home, I think we're fine. But at home, we are so hit and miss, and that's the worry, because your home form is what normally keeps you out of trouble. And we need it more than ever now, don't we, with the position we're in. Let's finish on a positive with the third one. And the positive is seeing Seamus Coleman back in the squad today. He's obviously played 90 minutes in midweek for the under-21 side against Athletic Club, and it's good he's worked his way back. He had the first squad he's been in, isn't it, since Leicester back in May. So that's a big thing, I think, his character, getting him back. And it wouldn't surprise me if he replaced Ashley Young next week at Forest, rather than it be Patterson. I personally would have Patterson in, but the manager seems to have a blind spot for Ashley Young at the moment. But it's great to see Seamus. We need his enthusiasm back. We need his captain, the voice back. And he's still a good defender. We need that. I think away, we're okay with a more defensive fullback, and that can be Seamus. But I think at Goodison, we have got to have someone who overlaps Jack Harrison, and that is where I'd like to see Patterson in there. Or even Seamus doing an hour and then replacing them with Patterson, something like that. If Young's going to play there, then he's got to put nearly 90 minutes basically into 60 minutes and be on the overlap all the time. Because he did put one great ball in Ashley Young in the first half today, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin should have hit the target with it, and he didn't. He was too deliberate with it, and it went over the bar. He took a bit off it, he might have scored. We haven't done that enough. That goes into my last point, finding that way. But I think Seamus can give us that little bit of overlapping play from the fullback position. But it's brilliant to see him on the bench today. And I guess the other positive, I thought Chimiti done all right when he come on, flashed the shot in. And Branthwaite, another excellent performance from him today. Well, a good performance, wasn't excellent, but a good performance from him. So there's 3 positives to finish with. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't. Enjoy the rest of your weekend if you can. If you're a United fan, I'm sure you will. But if you're a Blue Nose, enjoy it. See you later.